It's Dr. J here. Welcome to SPSS Essentials for Management Students, Part 2B. We will start with reliability analysis using Cronbach's alpha. Cronbach's alpha measures internal consistency, in simple terms, how well the items in a scale fit together. It tells us how reliable a set of survey item is. But remember, a high alpha does not automatically mean the scale measures only one thing. If we want to check unidimensionality, we use EFA. And alpha itself is not a statistical test. It's just a reliable coefficient. Here's a quick guide for interpreting alpha. 0.9 and above is excellent. 0.80 to 0.89 is considered good. 0.70 to 0.79 is acceptable, and below 0.70 the scale is questionable or poor. Also keep in mind, alpha increases when the number of items increases. Fewer items often means a lower alpha, and that's normal. When alpha is low, we have a few options. Remove ambiguous or confusing items, reword the questions, add more items, or rerun EFA to check the structure. And what does reliability mean to a manager? A reliable scale gives confidence that the survey results can be used for decision making. Let's have a look at the data on Heavenly Delights Café. Heavenly Delights Café surveyed 510 customers using 5 service dimensions: food quality, price perception, atmosphere, cleanliness, and innovativeness. Before using these for deeper analysis, the cafe needs to make sure each set of items reliably measures the correct construct. We check this using Cronbach's alpha. Alpha above 0.7 is acceptable, 0.8 is good, and 0.9 is excellent. The cafe has 3 practical questions. Do the items measure the same construct? Should any items be removed? And can these scales be used to guide real business decisions? You'll now see the reliability outputs and decide whether action is needed and why some items are still kept even with lower correlations. Management wants reliable measurements so they can trust the insights and avoid making wrong decisions. They need to know which items to keep or remove, and which scales can be used safely for regression later. Your main task is to interpret reliability results and decide whether the scales are strong, stable, and ready to use for predicting customer satisfaction. Let's look at the reliability results for each factor. For quality of food, the alpha value is 0.938. This is excellent reliability. All items work together extremely well. Removing any item would not improve the alpha. For price perception, alpha value 0.948. Also excellent. Customers answer price items consistently. This means that we can trust price as a stable construct. But you can see here, PR5 can increase slightly if removed, but no action needed. We'll talk about this later. For atmospheric attributes, the alpha value is 0.874. This is a good reliability and all items contribute meaningfully. Even though AA2 has a slightly lower value, but removing it produces almost no improvement, so we keep it. For facility cleanliness, also good reliability, all items contribute meaningfully. The final one is cafe innovativeness, alpha 0.859, good reliability as well. Even though CI5 has a weaker correlation, removing it would reduce conceptual completeness, so we retain all items. All 5 factors are reliable and safe to use in regression. Why no action needed is because if we take cafe innovativeness, for example, it only has one weaker item, but removing it changes alpha only slightly and reduces conceptual clarity, so we keep it. Here are some discussion questions for you to answer. You may compare your answers later with the extra class materials given. Here are the key takeaways for reliability. Cronbach's alpha tells us whether survey items consistently measure the same idea. Higher alpha values mean we can rely on the scale for decision making. But alpha alone doesn't confirm unidimensionality. That's why we pair it with EFA. Reliable scales are essential because managers use them to guide strategy. If a scale is unreliable, any decision made from it could be wrong. And finally, reliability helps ensure that later analyses such as correlation and regression are based on stable and meaningful constructs. At multiple regression. Regression helps us identify which factors truly predict customer satisfaction, not just correlate with it. For this session, we use all 5 predictors and customer satisfaction as the outcome. Let's look at our regression model for Heavenly Delights Café. Our dependent variable, the outcome we want to predict, is customer satisfaction. We have 5 independent variables: quality of food, price perception, atmospheric attributes, facility cleanliness, and cafe innovativeness. Each arrow represents a hypothesis suggesting a positive relationship with customer satisfaction. In this model, we are testing whether each of these service dimensions significantly contributes to how satisfied customers feel with the cafe experience. Next, we will see whether the data supports these hypotheses. Here are the 5 hypotheses we are testing. H1 predicts the better food quality increases customer satisfaction. H2 looks at whether price perception increases satisfaction. H3 tests the impact of atmospheric attributes. H4 examines whether cleanliness leads to higher satisfaction, and H5 looks at cafe innovativeness. In the regression output, we'll see which of these hypotheses are supported. Here is the SPSS output for multiple linear regression. As you can see, SPSS confirms that all 5 predictors were included in the regression model, and customer satisfaction is the dependent variable. This tells us the model ran exactly as intended. Next, we have model summary, ANOVA table, and coefficients table, and also the residuals statistics. The residuals statistics show that the model behaves normally and predictably. There's nothing unusual or problematic in the residuals, so the regression assumptions appear to be met. In the next slides, I will explain further on model summary, ANOVA table, and coefficients table. Here we see the model summary. R is 0.764, R square is 0.583. This means that the model explains 58.3% of customer satisfaction. In simple language, more than half of what makes customers satisfied can be explained using these 5 factors. This is considered a strong model in business research. Next is the ANOVA table. We see F 504 equals to 140.981 with P less than 0.001. This tells us the overall model is significant. In layman terms, the 5 predictors work together in a meaningful way. The model is not random. Now, this is the most important part, the coefficients table. Let's interpret each predictor. Facility cleanliness. Let's look at the standardized coefficients beta that indicates the strength of the relationship. So for facility cleanliness, 0.539 and significance value less than 0.001 indicates that this is the strongest predictor of satisfaction. Cleanliness has the biggest influence. Next, we have atmospheric attributes with 0.154 and P less than 0.001. Next, we have quality of food, 0.147, okay, P 0.001. We have next is cafe innovativeness with the beta 0.046 and P 0.118. This indicates a not significant hypothesis, where we can say that food quality, innovation does not meaningfully increase satisfaction. For price perception, we found that the beta is 0.043 and p-value is also not significant with 0.356. So we can say that price does not drive satisfaction. In terms of managerial meaning, managers should focus on cleanliness, then atmosphere and food quality. Do not rely on price or innovativeness to boost satisfaction. So this is what the early conclusion that we can give to the managers. So we can rank the predictors based on the strongest to the weakest, and this is based on the beta value. So this ranking tells managers exactly what to prioritize operationally. The ranking is based on the beta value. The highest the beta value indicates highest ranking or strongest relationship. Next, I'm showing you the thesis style write-up for multiple regression analysis. What are the managerial implications of these findings? The management needs to focus on cleanliness SOPs first, followed by food quality consistency and improving ambiance. Innovation is useful for branding but does not drive satisfaction. Here are the suggested action plans that can be carried out by the managers based on the findings. Answer the following questions to test your understanding on multiple linear regression concept and implications. Here are some of the key takeaways of multiple regression. The CEO originally believed price and food quality matter most because they appeared strong in correlations, but regression shows the real story. Cleanliness is the biggest driver, food quality and atmosphere matter moderately, price and innovativeness do not predict satisfaction. This is why regression is more powerful than correlation. If you were representing the CEO, what would you recommend? Regression identifies what truly drives behavior and helps managers allocate resources where they have the biggest impact. Thank you for watching. If you have questions, feel free to email me or visit my YouTube channel, Dr. J here. Bye!